All right, let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Performer Cigar Garage Talks. You may notice my cigar is not lit. I just want to show it off. This is one of the Sideshow cigars. It's called the Two-Headed Nightingale. A little bit on that once I come back from lighting this sucker, but kind of fun. It's actually torpedo-shaped and sealed on both ends. You pretty much just pick one end, cut it, light the other. Yeah, so I'm going to go light this thing. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. So it's a fun little cigar. I always have tried. It's probably my least favorite out of the whole pack. It's hard to get lit. I don't like torpedo cigars. I don't like the mouthfeel. So that kind of gives a couple knocks against it. The flavor, though, once it gets going, that barber pole is just brilliant. Very good flavored tasting cigar. Do enjoy it. It's fun to smoke. It's fun for it to burn down that cone as it burns towards you. The drink, some homemade apple cider, right? Started brewing bright and early this year. I'm kicking off the new year right by getting some cider going. Oop. Looks like I got some tobacco inside. Let's see, I got some of my tobacco leaf inside my drink. Hate when that happens. Easily fixed. There we go. All right, so like I said, I do like to start the year. I've got some wine going. I've got some brewed up this cider. I'll have a few beers going. Nothing better than getting some brewing done early in the season. So how are you guys doing? I'm excited. We're on another edition, another episode in the War Stories. Only Good Dogs Bite. Let's talk about this. So, if I actually had more of an audience, I know this would be very controversial. But it has been my experience that people who say their dog is he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He wouldn't bite. Those are the ones that bite all the time. Now, that isn't to say that it's people who say their dogs are good will bite. It has been that you have two types of people. People who say, well, my dog is a mean old dog, and he'll bite you. Well, then you stay away from it. Those people who say, well, my dog's a good boy. He'd never bite anyone. That's when people drop their caution. Dogs are animals, right? They're wild animals. They're wolves at heart. They work more on instinct than anything else. So I do think it's wrong for people to say, well, my dog would never bite. Yeah, he would. I can tell you right now, every single dog bite I ever had on the ambulance, that person would swear, one, their dog would never bite, and two, their dog's a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. I don't believe it. Even my dog. I don't trust him around my little kids. He's an old dog now. He's 12 years old. Only once did he snip at one of the kids. I did want to go and shoot him because that's not acceptable. Cooler heads did prevail. I got the rest of the story. Turned out little man might not have been playing so gently with them. But again, that's what happens. These dogs are put in a situation where a kid is playing rough. They're put in a situation where they're scared, they get hurt, they have anxiety, and your good little boy bites into someone. And I mean, again, it comes down to how do we frame this? If you frame it as he's a good dog, people let their guard down. They'll stop looking for those signs of maybe a dog growling or dropping its tail down or its ears down or getting that spring position. Because you've been told that he's a good boy. So we train our kids, we teach our kids not to touch any dog whatsoever, that all dogs are possibly mean and will bite. And that's how I want everyone to treat dogs. Until you really get to know that dog, get to know the situation, my advice to all parents and all people, treat every dog as if it's an aggressive, mean dog that it could attack at any moment. because they can, and they will, and they do. One of the first EMS calls I had, I was working at a camp with a lady who had a certified support dog. This dog went through obedience training, well trained, just got out. She spent thousands of dollars on the dog and more thousands getting this support service dog. And it had lots of fun little tricks, and it could, run around in circles and fetch you your keys and stuff. But it turns out the dog got high anxiety around more than just a couple of people. So they brought this dog out to the campers to come play and say hello. So a bunch of the little kids rush it to pet it, and it lashes out and bites one of the kids. So I'm treating that kid. The owner actually goes to the kid to see how much damage was done. And it turns out another kid didn't know what happened, walked around the corner, started to go to pet the dog. It bit her too. So that good little boy, well-trained, good breed, very, very good owner. I mean, the owner was a very responsible, very active, non-abusive owner. And it was one of my first EMS calls. Again, I was doing medical support, and I had 2 dog bites. I don't know what happened to the dog. I know when we had to call law enforcement in the state we were in. Every dog bite had to be reported to law enforcement and animal control. And the control agent did say they may have to put the dog down. It sucks, right? That's not good, but that was just their law. They were going to check in the court systems and with a judge and whatnot. I don't know whatever happened to the dog. I know the lady actually ended up quitting her job. We never saw her again. So, but I mean, every dog bite, the people are shocked. Well, we don't know how this happened. He's such a good boy. He's never even growled at someone. Well, I'm sure he has, but you just told these people he was a good boy. So they let their defenses down. They start interacting with the animal too much. So my advice to everyone, but especially your kids, train every kid that every dog is not a nice dog. We should just not assume just because he's fluffy and cute that he's a good boy. Any dog can bite, and every dog has it in them. I've never met a dog yet who, once you start talking to the owner of a good boy, they won't eventually tell you, well, yeah, he's bitten me a handful of times. He snaps at people. We've had some close calls. They're wild animals. That's the truth of it. They're, two-headed nightingales. They can act loving and caring and obedient, but in the end, they still have instincts, and they're still going to try to survive, and that might include attacking. I know for those of you who own dogs, well, not mine. Mine would never do it. Yeah, it would. Put in just the right situation. They're still animals. I've treated many, many dog bites. Bites to the face, bites to arms, legs, body shots. Vashman was about to be attacked by the neighborhood dog, and unfortunately for the dog, I had an axe. Fortunately for my son, I had an axe. I did take a good swing at the dog. I got him with the blunt end, the rear end of the axe. I'm going to go crack to the side. The owner comes running out. Oh, he wasn't going to attack. While he's growling at my son and chasing him down. The owner said he wanted to call the cops. I said, okay, do it. He did. Cops showed up. Dog was in my yard without a leash. The cop said, you know what, if you want that dog put down, I'll do it right now, especially if you told me that it was threatening your son. And then the owner's, demeanor changed. Well, we'll lock him up. It's okay. We don't need to take this any further. That's what I thought. So, yeah, that's my viewpoint on dogs. Kind of a short little EMS story today. They're not all to be epic long ones, but yeah, no, there is no such thing as a good dog. There are dogs who are well trained and well behaved. but they'll still bite and they'll still attack because that's in their nature. I have much more respect for someone who tells you, nope, my dog is a mean old dog. Stay away from him. I have respect for that because that keeps the person in the right mindset. To be cautious, to look out, be wary, and don't let their guard down. So don't let your guard down around dogs, especially if you're in the EMS. They love to bite paramedics. Good boys bite medics and cops and firefighters all the time. So yeah, sorry, good boys, good dogs always bite. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna go enjoy my two-headed nightingale. It's smoking really good now. Now it's nice and smooth. I think we got through. I think they put a foot on both ends. You burn through one of the feet actually. So anyway, you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there. I'll see you on the next one.